Hey everyone, this is Malkazar returning with another installment into the Final Fantasy XIV playthrough. Last we played, we helped the Ishgardians drive off some dragons, and now we were invited to some banquet in order to celebrate the victory. So looks like we're going over to Ul'dah. Ooh. Oh, come on. There we go. We're going to meet Minfilia over at the Royal Promenade because we're going to be going to hang out with all the hoity-toity people. All the rich ones. All right. Loads. Set up here. Yeah, so tonight I believe we're going to be entering the expansion finally. There's only a handful of quests, even though I think some of them are pretty long. Because there's quite a bit of exposition, but we'll get there. Chamber of Rule. Come on. There we go. All right. You know, I'm going to change something here. That's not display name. It's not control. Might be system. I think there's an option to turn off the helmet, so I could still be wearing it, but it's not going to be viewed. Is it in character? I'm sure you can see me nodding now because I do have a separate piece of gear for my head than I do have for my body, but you can't see my facial expressions. Where do I do that? Display headgear. There it is. There we go. Now you can see my face. Cool. All right, let's talk to Minfilia. We've been waiting for you, Malkazar. The celebration is due to begin shortly. I had hoped that we might make our introductions together, but Mistress Momodi just sent word that you are needed at the quicksand. I just got here and I have to go all the way back. Ugh. We'll go on ahead, Malkazar. Pray join us once matters at the quicksand are resolved. There we go. Start off with a nod pretty quick in the stream. I like it. Hey, Thancred. Give my regards to Momodi and let her know I will call upon her anon. Call upon her? What does that mean? Why couldn't you meet me over at the teleporter? Dang it. Let's go to, yes, Adventurers Guild is where we need to go. Talk to our little Lalafell friend. All right, man, what do you have for me? Cookie doyo. I appreciate you dropping in at such short notice, Malgazer. I know you've got places to be, so I won't waste your time. You're friends with the Crystal Brave by the name of Alienne, aren't you? Former adventurer? Come to think of it, I'm pretty sure you recruited her yourself. Well, anyway, she came round for a meal not long ago, and before she left, she asked me to give you a message. Said if the others end up dragging you to the feast, I was to see you got it before you made your grand entrance. Meet me at the station west of Coffer and Coffin. There's something I must show you. A short message, I'll grant you, but she thought long and hard before picking those words. Barely touched her food, too. Under other circumstances, I'd have thought the signs of a troubled heart, but something tells me she ain't planning to confess her undying love. I'm gonna be teleporting around all over the place here. I want to go to the feast. Get some chow. Do-do-do. Probably doing the same thing I am right now. Level 59. As you stand upon that platform, your thoughts begin to wander, and all too soon the ghosts of comrades lost and enemies slain begin to file by your mind's eye in solemn procession. Clearing your head, you scan the horizon but see no sign of Alienne. Okay. Let's wait longer, I guess. I want to click on your little cat, even though it's cute. Straining your ears to listen, you hear the chatter of the keycurn and the buzzing of syrphids, but no approaching footfall. Sighing, you bow your head, only to notice the vial lying at your feet. So this whole time I could just look down. Saw this thing instead of just sitting around. Alcazar, is that you? What brings you out this way? Oh. Explain. Lieutenant Alienne? Why no, I haven't seen her about. Had she come this way, I guarantee we would have crossed paths. I must have passed the spot a dozen times. We're to patrol the city's environs on the account of the royal banquet. Captain's orders, you understand. Speaking of which, isn't it about to begin? You should be with the other honored guests, enjoying your well-deserved respite. I pray return to Odam Alcazar. If I chance to meet the lieutenant, I will tell her you were here. How's with that look? Uh-oh. Do we get some voice acting?
O Sultan Tree, hallowed spirit of my line. Through my weakness, the glorious house of Ul has all but disappeared beneath the sands. For want of the strength to raise it up again, it were better that it fall.
He is defeated.
Forgive me, but I know not what else to do.
I guess, going back. Where am I anyway? Take a stroll. It'll actually be almost faster to do it this way, because of having to wait for it to load. I'll have to load anyway. What am I doing? Whatever. I'm already halfway there. Mainly go through the gates of Oda over here. Strange there was no music out there at night. Maybe that's the way it always is. I guess some places are like that. It didn't take too long. Hey, stepmom. Bruce Batman. Kingly Ipswich. If they're trying to go Ipswich, they spelled it incorrectly. I reckon you'd head straight to the feast after meeting with Alienne. What's the matter? No appetite? A clouded vial. Though she wasn't there, but this was, eh? Let's see. Looks to me like an alchemist vial, but beyond that I can't say. It might be best if you hold on to it for safekeeping, though. Any road, no use worrying about Alienne. I'm sure she'll turn up before too long, and then when she does, we'll soon find out what this was all in aid of. Besides, you've got more important things to think about. Would you believe that while you were away, another message arrived for you? Well, one did. One delivered by the Sultana's handmaiden, no less. Seems Her Grace desires a private audience. Our handmaiden will meet you on the royal promenade and escort you to the Sultana's chambers. So what are you waiting for? Go on then, go. I can't move, so it must be automatic. Oh, there must be more to it. Maybe, we'll see.
You needn't trouble yourself so. Your Grace is most kind, but it is no trouble to me, rather an honor. If your Grace is ready, I shall summon the Warrior of Light. I am.
He's very pensive as of late. There's Emmerich and Lucia.
Everyone looks to be in high spirits.
Maybe they're all drunk. And high in spirits, eh?
Good cause.
Wink, wink.
Common victory may serve to unite even the most unlikely of allies. You've brought us one step closer to a united Eorzea.
Your modesty knows no bounds, Antecedent. Were it not for your efforts, Sir Emmerich would never have become such a steadfast ally. When he convinces his countrymen to rejoin the Alliance, we shall all reap the benefits, military and economic. I tell you, we are on the cusp of a new era of unity and prosperity. Territorial disputes are all that divide us now. But I have faith that we will find an amicable solution in time.
You're very hopeful.
Failing that, I'll have my trusty Warrior of Light box the ears of all concerned. Speaking of whom...
He will be joining us shortly. A matter at the quicksand required his attention, but it did not sound serious.
That's a huge chandelier, too. I have to manually go there. Dang it. Get Chamber of Rule. Then we get to sprint around the edge again. There's a lot of people over here. Dang. Well, this is a pretty common area for cinematics to begin. Thank you for coming, sir. Her Grace is most eager to speak with you. If you require a moment to compose yourself before your audience, you may have it. Or if you are ready, it would be my honor to escort you to Her Grace's chambers forthwith. Okay, so this is the warning you get when there are quite a lot of cutscenes that will play, almost like a mini movie. So we get to enjoy it together. It is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety. Yes. That means a lot of talking and a lot of stuff's going to happen.
Enter. Your Grace, your guest has arrived.
If I remember correctly, most, if not all of it, is voice acted. So that's very handy.
Pray, come in and take your ease.
I'm going to take a drink. Somebody the other day mentioned how they liked my cup because it looked like a Viking cup, and I told them I had a bigger one. Here it is. Look at that bad boy.
Well, that the steps of faith held against the Horde.
And what of the city proper?
We sustained some few losses, but the heart of our nation yet beats with vigor. I am not certain I could say the same had we not received your most generous aid.
An attack on Ishgard is an attack on the realm. We stand together or fall divided.
How many times are going to say that? Whatever, Elrond. We will unite or we will fall, right?
Such noble words after the fact.
Mm-hmm.
I had hoped to speak in the presence of Her Grace, but it seems she has been delayed. That being the case, now would seem as good a time as any. Honored friends, pray allow me to convey Ishgard's warmest gratitude for your part in the defense of our lands.
Everyone, shut up. Ding, ding, ding.
'Tis upon the success of this very alliance that my recommendation to throw open the gates of judgment shall be founded. With the blessing of the Archbishop, it is my hope that Ishgard will soon be reunited with her long-estranged sister nations, and that Eorzea shall once more be as one.
And then everyone clapped. Yay.
Very well.
Is aught amiss?
Nothing to worry about. I shall return anon.
That side eye from Papalymo. He's very good at that.
You wished a word, Yu Hase?
I wonder what's gonna happen.
You may go. Your Grace. You must be curious as to the reason for this private audience. The matter I would discuss, however, will soon make apparent the need for discretion.
Stare, stare.
I intend to abdicate the throne and dissolve the monarchy.
More staring. Nothing?
You have seen for yourself the storm of turmoil that howls through our streets. The government fails in its responsibilities, and my subjects suffer the consequences of our incompetence. But I will see them suffer no longer. The victory feast shall provide the stage on which I declare the dissolution of the Sultanate. 'Tis mine intent that the ruling class of our golden city should take its place beside the common man in a fair and equitable republic. No more shall this nation bow to the whims of a privileged few. Yet,
How very noble.
what I propose will entail the tearing up of this city's very foundations. And even Roban, with all his strength and influence, will be hard-pressed to keep his footing on such treacherous ground. Thus would I ask you to lend him a steadying hand. You who have endured the wrath of innumerable foes are the one hero in whom I can place my trust. Will you do this thing for me?
Am I gonna give her a nod? Yeah, there it is.
I am truly grateful. More grateful than I can well express. How much we have both changed since that day we met beneath the Sultan tree. And the days ahead promise to change us further still. I hope that we will recognize ourselves when all of this is over.
He has very keen ears among all that talking.
Your Grace! Her Grace, the Sultana, is dead. Poison in her wine? You did this!
Spare us your denials! I see no other suspects, and the room has but the one entrance. I hereby accuse you of regicide. Men, arrest this viper.
Sir, barring a few exceptions, we have detained all those with allegiance to the Scions. The Rising Stones is also under our control.
Betrayal after betrayal.
And what do you hope to achieve with this mutiny?
Why, that which we have striven for all along, Commander. The salvation of Eorzea.
He heard it, but he's still laughing out there.
What is the meaning of this?
Ishgard.
Knights from the homeland. This cannot bode well.
Lord Commander, we have received an urgent message from the Holy See. I am grieved to report that your serpentine foes have resumed their assault. Needless to say, your presence is urgently required. These knights have come to bear you swiftly home to Ishgard.
A surprise attack?
We've had no such word from our men, and the timing is most fortuitous to catch us away from the city.
Most fortuitous indeed.
Lord Commander, we must away.
You have been a most gracious host. I hope that I might one day return the favor. Come, Lucia.
I like that that's veiled sarcasm. At least that's what I think it is.
Whatever is going on in there? Ah, the ever-dutiful brass blades. I must apologize, but my dance card is rather full. Another time, perhaps?
Thancred, of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. You stand accused of committing acts of espionage in service to the Garlean Empire.
Espionage? What in the seven hells are you talking about? Ah, if you're referring to that business with the Ultima weapon, then you must understand, I wasn't myself.
Under interrogation, an Imperial prisoner revealed your involvement in numerous dealings with the enemy. We've also been investigating reports that you are a practitioner of forbidden arts. You'd best come along with us.
You invite me to your party and now you want me to leave? I do so detest receiving mixed signals. Come then. I believe I've lost my appetite for this farce of a celebration.
Butter, what's going on?
You go too far, Lord Adeleji. By what right do you march armed soldiers into a royal banquet and eject state visitors without her grace's consent? You treat the brass blades as your personal army and show contempt for the throne with your every act. Leave us now.
Is that an order, General? Mayhap you have mistaken me for one of your flames. You will find I am not so slavishly obedient. As you lecture me on personal armies. As for your outrageous claim that I have shown contempt for the throne, let all here observe that it was not I who feasted while an assassin removed its occupant. I expect this is your idea of defending the nation, is it? This and diluting our forces through these distractions in Cartano and Kurthis. I do begin to see how the ranks of the Immortal Flames came to be riddled with Garlean sympathizers. You are plainly unfit for command.
Wait, goddamn you. Your words make no sense. What assassin?
You mean to say you don't know? We caught the vaunted champion of the Scions in her Grace's private chambers, not moments after the deed was done.
No! No, this cannot be!
Save your breath. You will need it to plead your case. You and your entire order are to be tried for this atrocity.
That smug smile.
Bring in the prisoner!
The clipping of my nose.
This man stands accused of poisoning Her Royal Majesty Nanamo Ul Namo, and as suspected accessories to the crime, all members of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn will be detained for questioning.
This is madness!
This is Sparta!
What a pity. Who'd have thought your tale would end like this?
Should you demand further proof, a vial with traces of the substance used to poison her grace was found upon the assassin's person.
How very convenient.
You would speak of convenience? Who persuaded her grace to host this celebration? A diversion which presented you and your confederates ample opportunity to commit the crime, and a crowd within which to fade from view. A more convenient occasion I could scarcely imagine.
How dare you! After all we have done for Uldar!
Hold your tongue, witch! I'll not be ensorcelled! I know all about the dark gift that you and your disciples wield. Oh yes, I've observed how you worked upon the minds of the Alliance leaders, bending them to your will. And what of your cordial relationship with Sir Emmerich? For years, Ishgard abjured all contact with the outside world, and now the Lord Commander of the Temple Knights treats you with the familiarity of a childhood friend. I'll tell you what I think. I think this desperate defense of Ishgard was but a ruse to deceive us into dividing our forces. Your next move will be to charm your Kurthan allies into invading our lands. Now that is truly ridiculous.
How do you even think of this stuff?
She cannot be dead. Stand aside, Ilbert. I want to see the Sultana.
Spare yourself the pain, brother. I saw her with my own eyes. For a mercy, the poison took her swiftly. Her handmaiden can attest to that.
This cannot be. None more. None more. No!
That's a better no than last time.
Plainly, the Royalists can no longer be relied upon to keep our nation safe. And so it falls to the monitorists of the Syndicate to govern Uldar. But should you wish to help us, General, we would be more than happy to entrust the task of planning Her Grace's funeral to you. It seems only right that you should bury your precious Sultana, and we will be glad to be rid of that burden.
Oh, he gets it.
I'll bet you will. You more than any man.
Whatever do you mean?
I mean you had her killed, you black-hearted bastard!
What rot! Though I did have sufficient motive, 'tis true. That young lady caused me no end of grief. She always was a most unwilling puppet. I dare say Her Grace was grateful that someone thought to cut her strings.
You would mock her, then mock her from hell!
All your plans, Tiligi. This is how it ended up. Dang, he's pissed.
Have you lost your mind, General? It is forbidden to draw steel in the royal chambers, much less slaughter our fellow syndicate members. You're one of them. You've been in league with the Scions all along.
You're next, you scheming bastard!
Raban!
7 hells!
That was too easy. I thought you were too good.
Admiral, we must leave.
How unlike you, old friend. I did not expect to take your arm so easily.
Yeah. Very unexpected.
Take the Scions into custody. They have conspired to commit regicide. And arrest this traitor as well.
Ilbert, I hope you choke on their coin.
'Tis better than the dirt I've supped on these long years. We can't all abandon Alamigo and become great war heroes as you have. You are not the man you once were, Raban. Since that girl strapped the yoke around your neck, you've become docile. She took the mad bull and cut off his balls, and a bull that cannot rot is fit for naught but slaughter.
Except I think we saw a little bit of that mad bull for a second there. Where's the blood? It should be bleeding out.
Shall I tell you who really killed your precious Sultana? It was me.
You die!
Dang. How very anime.
I never doubted you, not for a moment. But there is more to this than I yet understand. Flee this place. Clear your names. Find out who is behind this plot. It is the only way. Now go!
Let's go, guys. Let's stop standing around and nodding at each other.
Ah, there you are.
Thancred, where have you been?
Avoiding the fumbling advances of some very persistent admirers. When I realized the celebrations had turned sour, it seemed prudent to slip away and take stock of the situation. 'Twould appear that much of the city is already under tight guard. It occurs to me that expanding the Brass Blade's authority may not have been such a wonderful idea after all.
The success of this plan was contingent upon those thugs having the run of the place. Just how long has this scheme been in motion?
The careful preparations, the maneuvering of forces. I am inclined to agree with the General's insistence that a deeper plot exists here.
So, would I be right in thinking we now have an excuse to pummel as many brass blades as we like?
Unless you plan on pummeling them all, I'm not sure that will greatly aid our cause.
The Sultana's assassination was but one part of the scheme. We too were its targets. And though we did not share Ponanimo's fate, we are yet hobbled by the charges laid at our door. Where now might we seek refuge?
Where indeed, we may safely assume that our foe has thought to have the Rising Stones watched.
Forgive me for stating the obvious, but our choice of destination will matter little if we cannot secure an escape route out of Ul'dah. Happily, I believe I can provide one. Papashan once told me about the passages hidden in the walls of the palace. If I recall correctly, the fireplace in Animo's chambers conceals the entrance to a tunnel. It should lead outside the city and allow us to avoid any messy confrontations.
Except we have to go back through that area, don't we? Where everyone is.
rest of you go on ahead. I'll handle this lot.
By yourself? I suppose I shall just have to join you.
Crystal Braves too, huh? Now this should be interesting.
Beat them all up.
Leader, Papa Limo!
We will hold our pursuers here. Hurry, now! Find this tunnel of Thancrids.
Throw some more nods out. Let's do this. Come on, Ophelia. Don't be stupid.
Minfilia, we cannot linger.
Yeah, no kidding. Sure, it's taking those forces a while to get to our guys. There we go. The Handmaiden.
Now look what you've done.
Ida, are you all right? There are just too many of them.
I can do it.
I'm fine. I could do this all day. How about you?
Nearing the end of my tether.
I didn't know we had that many crystal Braves. They just keep on coming.
This is so stupid. We're the scions of the Seventh Dawn. The ones who stand between this realm and the evil that's trying to destroy it.
And if you think we'll leave the stewardship of Eorzea to the likes of your masters, then you're sorely mistaken.
Sorry I dragged you into this, Papa Limo.
'Tis hardly the first time, and I'll be damned if it will be the last.
Yeah, buffer up.
Let them have it, Ida!
I was hoping you'd say that.
Dang. It's been quite a while since I've seen this. It's still cool to watch.
I never knew such a watercourse existed beneath Uldar.
It's probably filthy down there.
The architecture is of the Sildine style, if I'm not mistaken. The ancients plainly foresaw the need for a ready means of escape.
way!
Well, that didn't take long. It seems these tunnels were not as secret as I'd hoped.
You two go on ahead. Thancred and I will deal with this.
What do you mean to do?
Only that which is required to ensure that the dawn's light survive to brighten the morrow.
Fear not, antecedent. You haven't seen the last of these fair features.
This reminds me of Tales of Symphonia when everyone just drops off one by one.
Leave us!
Minfilia, stop slowing us down. Dang, we ran fast. Even especially with me with all that armor.
Shall I take the dozen on the left and you the dozen on the right? The odds are not exactly stacked in our favor.
Numbers will count for little when I bring the tunnel down upon their heads. Though I cannot say I relish the thought of being entombed with you for all eternity.
You wound me. I will have you know that many a maid would kill for the chance to spend forever at my side. Now, may I have the last dance? Well, this is going splendidly. Now would be a good time, milady!
Tis done. Forgive me, Mitra.
Farewell, Minfilia.
Heidelin, she speaks to me. No. I must remain behind, but you cannot stay with me.
Why is everyone letting me go ahead? Yeah.
Please, you must go on. You are the warrior of light. You are hope for the Scions and for all the realm. As long as your flame continues to burn, the light of the dawn may ever be relit. You must escape and save Eorzea from those who would plunge it into darkness.
I mean, we shouldn't be followed because they just collapsed the tunnel. Yeah, I don't like it either.
I am glad to see you safe, my friend. What of the others? Damn that man! Taleji played me for a fool! I thought the crystal blade's mine till the very moment I felt the blade at my back.
There will be ample time for soul-searching later. For now, we must put some arms between us and Ul'dah.
Well, would you look who it is?
Yeah, look who it is.
I doubt it'll be half as exciting as the last trip we took. Not if I have anything to say about it anyway.
He's the guy from when I was level 1, when I started the character.
Let's not dawdle, eh? All aboard!
Whatever, Uncle Scrooge. Well, dang.
I was stocking up on supplies over in Vesper Bay, you see, when your sister come up and begged a favor. Said her brother was having some trouble down in Ul'dah, and likely needed a helping hand getting away. Thinking them ruins would make a fine hiding place, I decided to try there first. And lo and behold, there you were.
Seems like you're our guardian angel, sir.
Aye, and judging by them soldiers as were pouring out of the city, I arrived not a moment too soon. Ha! Must have been fate that we happened to find you there, though, eh?
I had thought to look out for Alize, but would appear she was the one watching over me. I've made such a mess of things.
And who might you be, young sir?
Pippin Taropin, Vice Marshal of the Immortal Flames. I had been on the Alamegan front these past few moons, but an urgent communication called me back to Ul'dah. Scarce had my boots touched the cobbles, though, when the streets erupted with cries of assassination. I immediately went in search of answers, and came across Master Alfino here. Needless to say, I did not think his imprisonment justified. The blame plainly lies with the Monitarists. Their greed and corruption are well known to me, but for them to take advantage of the situation with such alacrity...
Was that Pippin, you said? Ain't that the name of General Alden's lad?
Yes, I am his son. Adopted, of course. 'Twas only as we were leaving Ul'dah that I learned of father's fate.
Oh, he's Raban's kid, adopted son.
Once I have seen you a safe distance away, I mean to return to the city and extricate him from this madness.
Then you needn't travel no further than Blackbrush. Our fugitives have a friend waiting for them there.
I dreamed of bringing about Eorzea's salvation. But in the end,
A little ambitious.
'twas I who needed saving.
Why isn't your earring dangling like mine do? Them soldiers will keep searching for you a while yet. Reckon you will take the carriage back towards Ul'dah and get lay of the land, maybe provide a distraction if need be. You three wait here. Help will be along shortly. Stay strong, friends. The real fight's to come. There we go. Throw nods at everybody. Alright, let's go. So I assume that's the end of that. Yeah, yep. That took quite a bit, but dang, was it worth it. A lot of Game of Thronesian stuff going on in there. Alright, Pippin. The most unassuming folk can prove to be our greatest allies. That fellow was but a passing merchant, yet he lent us an aid without a moment's hesitation, or any hint of concern for his own safety. Oh, I can well imagine how a man could feel inspired to risk all in your presence. Father spoke often of you, Malchezair, and long have I looked forward to our first meeting. Needless to say, this is not at all how I had envisioned it. Master Alphino, you must not give in to despair. That would only play into our enemy's hands. So long as you and Malchezair are free, we may still set things right. Forgive me, Marshal Tarapin, but Alphino, my boy, sorry to keep you waiting. Cid! What are you doing here? Pulling you out of a fire as usual. Your merchant friend told me everything. Truly, then he is no merchant but an angel in peddler's clothing. But tell us, how did you intend to bear our friends to safety? I hid the Enterprise but a short distance away. All I need is a destination. We must find a place beyond the reach of both the Monoterrorists and the Crystal Braves. Berthus, Ishgard will not suffer the intrusion of foreign forces in their territory. That settles it. With me, everyone. Not I fear. I must remain here. I dare not abandon Ul'dah to the Monoterrorists and their cronies. You may be certain that they will seek to defame you, both here and in the other city-states, but know that I will do my utmost to thwart their every effort. Frankly, I did not expect it to be much of a challenge. The small folk will not turn so easily on the Warrior of Light and its allies, no matter what the Monoterrorists claimed. Marshal Terrapin, I know not what to say. Now that father would labor to believe. But enough talk. You must go, Master Alphino. Oh, I missed it. Trying to decipher in my own mind how he was saying it, and I missed the last line. Oh well, wasn't like it was super important. Most of the important stuff is voice acted anyway. How can you hide that so well? It's a giant airship. Well, it's not a giant airship, but still. Up, up. There is no rest for the righteous. Wonder if I'm allowed to actually teleport back to Ul'dah anyway. That'd be pretty funny. Be like, by the way, hi guys, I'm here. Yeah, more nods. Heck yeah. Alright. Hopefully I'll get to actually do some playing soon. I think it's going to be mostly talk for a while. We should make for Camp Dragonhead and speak with Lord Harshfon. Mayhap he will know what to do. Nod, I'm going to clip my forehead through my armor. Bluetooth. Good name. Master Alphino told me your tale, Malchezair. It warms my heart that you should return to me before all others, and I shall endeavor to deserve your trust. Alas, the situation here has grown more complicated in your absence. 'Twould be best if I explained in full.
There has been word from the capital. Ishgard has weathered another assault, and 'tis said several wyverns broke through into the city proper. The Temple Knights succeeded in slaying the beasts, but the intrusion prompted orders to further strengthen the guard and to place the city under a perpetual state of alert. How keenly we feel the loss of our wards at the gates of judgment. Yet we must not bemoan our misfortune. Sir Emmerich is safely returned from Ul'dah, and once more leads the defense of Ishgard. As for the matter of your asylum, I am afraid no progress will be made until the threat to our nation is diminished. But do not despair. You are not without allies. You are more than welcome to shelter here for as long as you wish. Pray, think of it as a new headquarters of sorts. The falling snows, or some such.
He's funny.
All frivolity aside, any who come here in search of you will receive no aid from House Forton. For once, the Ishgardian reputation for inhospitality shall work in our favor. Agents of Ul'dah will find their every inquiry dismissed, and their every request for entry rebuffed, until such time as their masters have acknowledged your innocence. You once fought to preserve the honor of my dear friend. 'Tis a blessing that I may now repay that debt in kind. But let us dwell no more on this. Pray, join the rest of your companions.
What companions?
'Tis bitterly cold this day. I suspect there are those who might welcome the warmth your presence brings.
The only other one that got out that we know of is Alphino, so what do you mean? Talking about just him? Oh. Go to the intercessory, probably. Greetings, sir. Shall I show you inside? Oh, there we go. Several cutscenes will play. Sufficient time to view these cutscenes in their entirety. Let's do it. Oh, it's Taru. Malchezair, is it really you? I thought this would be voice acted. Look at her tear up. Aw. I'm so happy that you are. I tried contacting Midfield and the others, but no one would respond. And then Crystal Braves, our own people, turned on us in the marketplace. Flamen told me to run, and so I did. I ran and ran until my lungs burned and my feet ached, but I lost my way, and then... Fortunately, I had observed some of the Braves behaving suspiciously beforehand. Is it you, Giddy? Oh, and she doesn't have her mask on. Yes, my mask. It was lost in the struggle. Pretty, isn't she? Anyway, after Yugiri found me, we traveled to Vesper Bay and met up with Urianger. When we told him what had happened, he used his magics to weave a glamour around the Waking Sands. From the outside, our old headquarters now looks like an abandoned storehouse. The transformation didn't take long either. Apparently, Urianger started making preparations after the Imperial attack, just in case the Emperor ever chose to pay us another visit. Good thinking, eh? Sorry, where was I? Ah, yes. So we were there at the Waking Sands, hoping others would come, but no one else did. My people are searching for the other scions even as we speak, but we have met with no success as yet. I had hoped that you might be able to suggest further places to look. But you should know the Rising Stones did not share the Waking Sands' good fortune. Only Crystal Braves wait you there. Be that as it may, we may yet have cause to hope, do we not? That the two of you escaped, it is not impossible that the others could have done so as well. You may have been forsaken by men and women believed true, but rest assured that the people of Doma yet stand with you. We welcome this opportunity to repay our debts and shall continue our efforts to locate the others and see the Scions restored to their rightful place of honor.
"'Tis all my doing."
There's some more voice acting.
I believed myself the only one who truly understood Eorzea's woes. And look what that arrogance has wrought. I gave commands, influenced governments with my certainty. I treated the Crystal Braves and even the Scions themselves as pawns in my great scheme to save the realm. But in my headlong rush into imagined glory, I paid no heed to the ground upon which I trod. The salvation of Eorzea. What was it that I hoped to achieve? Did I believe that I could rid the realm of every danger and difficulty? That I could defeat the Empire and the Ascians, and find homes for every refugee? Oh, yes. I was so very clever. Become a guardian of Eorzea, I implored, and sat back to watch my perfect army cleanse the land of chaos. It was all but a means to feed my own vanity.
And very ambitious.
Only when all is lost do I finally realize the truth.
Oh, Alfino.
So, Master Alfino, are you content to remain a broken blade? Is there no flame hot enough to reforge you? What of the fine companions who yet stand at your side? I dare say the fires of their determination will soon have you slicing the air again with your customary wit.
I hardly deserve such friendship. Besides, where are we to go?
Alfino, if I may? Should this place not serve our purpose, then we shall go to Ishgard. Minfilia told me many times, as long as we stand fast against despair, the beacon of hope will never be lost to sight. Be it in the snow or in the clouds, we few will see that the dawn's light shines again.
You are right, Tataru. Thank you. And thank you for your kind words, Lord Orchefort. 'Tis true that Eorzea yet has her guardians. The Scions have achieved much, and 'twould be remiss of me to discard it all in a fit of self-pity. Let us then resume our journey, together, one step at a time.
That was easy to bring him out of his funk. Ooh, what's this music? Oh. Credits. As cool as much as I love this music. I'll listen to it for a second. Nope. Okay, let's get moving. So that was the end of A Realm Reborn, which is the original game that came out, and now we should be going into the expansion.
All has been arranged as you desired, my lord.
He doesn't seem very happy with what he arranged. Now he has blood. This is an angry face. Nabralis is no more. The ardor was not his to invoke. His demise was of his own making. Nevertheless, it concerns me. They have extinguished that which should rightly be eternal. Mayhap he was not wholly mistaken. Greater haste may be warranted. We are of one mind. The northern lands, then? The earth is fertile and the seeds well sown. By my will they shall reap salvation unlike any the world has known. By his will. By his will. ... Okay, I guess. I'll say what I need to say. Suriange, I have answered thy summons, emissary. Speak and make thine intent known. I would speak of fate, Archon, yours, mine, the fate of this very star. I'm going to be in you soon.
Thou thinkest sanctuary lieth beyond. Delusion, despair, death. Thou shalt find naught else here.
You're wrong, Colonel Sanders. To preserve the dawn's light, the heroes journeyed north. Their hearts filled with hope and eyes fixed heavensward. Alright, Alphino. Time to do all the introductory missions in Ishgard.
The dawn's light will shine again.
You tell him.
So long as we have these specious accusations hanging over us, we will struggle to achieve anything. You must go to Ishgard, as Tataru proposed. I will return to Uldar and set things right.
By yourself?
Pray, do not be so hasty, Master Alphino.
Lord Orchiffon.
Full well do I understand your desire to clear your names. But now is not the time for drastic action. You yet have allies upon whom you can rely. There is no need to act alone.
Good evening, Zodi. How's it going?
Yes. Yes, of course. Pray forgive my impatience.
I bring tidings. Count Edmond has decreed that the three of you be taken in as wards of House Fortan. Under our patronage, you shall be granted access to the city proper.
Oh yeah? I never played Smite. Is it pretty good?
Consider our manor your new headquarters, from which you may gather information and plan how best to proceed. Needless to say, should any of your missing allies be found, as I am certain they shall, they will of course be welcome to join you there.
You are more than generous, my friend. On behalf of my fellows, I humbly accept your offer of hospitality.
The Count is a good man and just. He will treat you with the kindness and respect that a hero and dear friend deserves.
To Ishgard, then. Together. There we shall carry on the Scion's legacy. There we shall begin anew.
Here!
Sorry, I'm waiting for the conversation to end before I respond. That way I don't override it. There we go. So I've played a couple MOBAs. I've played League of Legends and Dota 2. Other than that, I haven't really played much. I've only seen a couple of gameplay videos of Smite by a YouTuber by the name of Mythimu. It looks pretty fun. Yeah, I just finished I think it was about an hour's worth of cinematics total for the end of Realm Reborn. I must go on ahead and speak with the Count. You're not, however, for everything has been arranged. The sentries at the gates of judgment have been informed of your decision, You need but state your names, and they will allow you to pass. My manservant shall be waiting for you at the city gates, ready to escort you to our manor, where we shall meet again. Until then. And now, for my favorite city in the whole game that I've experienced so far. I didn't get into Shadowbringers, mainly because I love the music. Some of my favorite city music. That, and I think once I hit level 60, after getting into Ishgard and hitting level 60, I'll have access to all of the jobs that exist. Because once I hit level 60, I'll be able to get Dancer and Gunbreaker. Those are level 60 only. I think those two. But right now at level 50, I have access to Red Mage and Samurai already. But when I get into Ishgard, I get access to Dark Knight, Astrologian, and Machinist. So I almost have access to everything. If I wanted to play anything. Wards of House Fortal? Ah, yes, you may pass. Proceed to Ishgard. Awesome. Yeah, it is very nice. Have you been playing as well, Final Fantasy XIV?
And so they came, at a friend's behest. Heroes once celebrated as saviors of Eorzea, brought low through treachery, their names blackened with royal blood. With memories of the lost and dreams of redemption, with hope yet in their hearts, they came. To Ishgard, shining city on the mount, overlooking the dominion of Kurthus. A great and proud nation, devoted to Halone, the Fury, ruled by Thordan VII, Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. The last bastion of the faith, her walls ever bristling with the sworn swords and spears of her 4 high houses. A land that after 1,000 years of war had forgotten what it was to be at peace.
This music, though.
Through gates long closed, the warrior of light and his companions passed, entering at last a city whose history was written in blood. In the midst of the Dragonsong War they came, 3 weary travelers whose arrival would set in motion great change.
Foreshadowing.
Though none knew then how great.
From the memoirs of Count Edmond de Forton, Heavensward. Yeah. Sweet. Been excited to play through this again. Oh. It started off with the day music and now it's the night music. This is still pretty nice though. Greetings, Master Earthbiter. On behalf of House Forton, I bid you welcome to Ishgard. My lord humbly requests your presence at his residence in the Pillars. If you all would come with me. Yeah, Heavensward is some of the best stuff. I have things to do. Excuse me, sir. Yep, machinist. Let's get some of these let's get all these aetherites. The person's name is Space Out. How big the building is. Huge. Sharkzilla. Nice. I wonder at one point my little sprout will go away and become a flower. I thought the Dark Knight was over here, the guy who starts the... Maybe I have to do some more quests before I get access to it. Alright, so I need to head up. I am in what they call the Foundation, and I need to head up to the Pillars. That's what it's called, the two different sections of this city. I'll have access now to my class quest as well. I think that's the Death Knight. That's where it starts, maybe. And this is the Astrologian. After I get these, I may actually go do that story quest. I actually prefer... I never really played Astrologian that much, but I did play Conjurer and Scholar quite a bit, and I preferred Scholar, which is why I actually leveled up Scholar. To at least level, you know, get access to it. It's only level 30 because I did just the bare minimum to get it. But I did like Scholar a lot. Mr. Ticklebottom. Mm-hmm. I passed it. Where am I going? I was getting distracted by this guy's name, Barry Blue Jeans. Look at him, he's wearing blue jeans. How appropriate. I think I only have one more to get. And I will have all the ones for this section. Ampersand. Harambe task. Yep, that's the last one. I could tell because it does that little thing right there. Where it won't let me move until it gives me that little note. So I'm gonna go back to Ul'dah, in which we have been outcast from. This will be exciting. It's not like in WoW where you make yourself enemies with the goblins and then you can't go to like Booty Bay and stuff. Doesn't work that way in this game. Where is it? It's in... I assume... Let's go to the Chamber of Rule. Is that Genlands? Yes, it is. Hey, Genlands. See, now I'm going to get some actual experience. As opposed to the 4,800 for all the quests I was doing. Now I'm getting 96,000 at least, it looks like. At least for this one. We live in troubling times, Malchezaar, as you well know. That is why it is more important than ever that the Sultan's sworn stand ready to serve as the sword and shield of the Sultanate. For a time I feared that our order was doomed, but then you helped us to restore our good name. Your shining example inspired many young men and women to seek us out. Even as we speak, they train to hone their skills. A few words of encouragement from the famed Free Paladin himself would do much to motivate them further, I think. Perhaps you would consider paying them a visit at Camp Blue Fog? Am I gonna nod for it? Yeah. Wait, why is my helmet back on? I thought I turned that off. I just noticed. Yeah. I turned it off, didn't I? Was it character? Yeah, I turned that off. Whatever. I should have access to most of my class quests because I'm already like way over leveled. Well met, Malchezaar. It's been ages since last we spoke. Certainly not since you helped us to recover the crown. At the moment, Phyllis and I are conducting drills with the new recruits at the East Watchtower. They'll be thrilled to see you, I'm sure. Oh, look at that. A hunt target. Any more? There may be more over here. Getting distracted. Oh well. Get back to what I was doing. Since we all know you're a man of few words, I thought we might forego the speech and instead ask you to favor us with a display of swordsmanship. We've laid out bait for the basilisk already, in fact. You need only wait for them to come. Look at that. You're gonna be fighting basilisk anyway. Well, this is a fog basilisk, not the same type of basilisk. So it has quite a bit more health. No. I saw you from afar. Cannot hide from me. There we go. Alright, Owen. A truly rousing performance, Balcazar. Thank you. It's one thing to talk about the proper technique, but an altogether different thing to see it firsthand. I think it's safe to say the recruits will long remember this day, as will I. Bum, bum, bum. Welcome, Malcazar. I gather the recruits took your lesson to heart. Would that I had some way to repay you, some knowledge or technique to bequeath to you. I am humbled to admit that there's nothing I can teach you. All I can offer you is my heartfelt thanks. Pray go forth, my friend, and continue to defend the people of Ul'dah and Eorzea at large. Begging your pardons, Malcazar. It's Papashan. We need to talk, but not here. At the dispatch yard, outside the city. Something is always afoot. There we go. More comfortable. Okay. Where is that? Central Thanalan. There's two of them go to Central Thanalan, so hopefully it's one. Dang it. The other one is closer, but that's not a big deal. What do you have for me, Papashan? Thank you for coming, Malcazar. You must be wondering why I called you here. It concerns Solkzagel, Genlin's predecessor. As you may recall, he continues to search for Oathkeeper, the sword stolen from us by the Monotaris minions. From time to time, he sends me missives, sharing with me his latest discoveries. His most recent one contained a startling claim. He wrote that he had found the sword at long last. That was some time ago, and he has not contacted me since. I would not trouble Genelins with this news, not until I learn what has become of Solzago, at the very least. Will you help me find him? Yeah, give him that nod. I knew I could count on you, Malchezair. For now, all I know is that his last missive came to me by way of Ishgard. Want to learn more, we can begin the search in earnest. It was, yesterday, actually. Dodie. Look at that. It's available from level 52, and look at that, I'm level 52. Let's grab it. Just the man I was hoping to see. I now know from where Zolgzago sent his last missive to me. Falcon's Nest, a hamlet in the Kurthus Western Highlands. It is there I would have you begin your search. Reclaiming Oathkeeper would do much to restore the honor of the Sultan Swarm, but we must not get ahead of ourselves. First, we must find our missing man. Alright, cool. So, I don't have access to that zone yet, so let's go ahead and go back and get back to the main scenario. Well, thank you very much, Zodi. I certainly appreciate it. As my kids say, I'm old. But I say that every year. I have every birthday, so it's a running joke at this point. And I say that about my kids when they have a birthday too. I'm like, yeah, you're getting old. That's right. So last vigil is going to be one of our main teleports. We go here a lot to this one location. There we go. Music. Wonderful. And it changes depending on the area you're in, I guess. Alright, Harshfont. The Warrior of Light and his brave companions walking the streets of Ishgard at last. What a glorious sight. I cannot tell you how long I've waited for this day. Allow me to present to you my family home, Fort Tom Manor. I'd like nothing more to show you around, but everyone is gathered to receive you. Come, my friends, introductions must be made.
My lord, I have returned with the Scions.
I hope your journey was not too taxing. I, Count Edmond de Fortom, do bid you welcome. As wards of House Fortom, you shall be afforded every courtesy. My home is your home.
My companions and I are deeply honored, Count Forton.
The honor is mine, Master Alphino. Consider it an expression of our gratitude for your service to Ishgard.
Look, he's bowing to us? What?
My lord, but are you not concerned? To accept foreign guests at such a juncture, especially ones with our reputation.
Do not worry yourself on my account. 'Tis true that Ishgard's first thought has ever been the war effort, hence the closing of our borders. Yet it is in troubled times most of all that men should seek allies, don't you think? Granted, my decision will have raised eyebrows in the vault and in the halls of the other high houses.
It shouldn't.
So long as you continue with your altruistic endeavors, I doubt my honored peers will feel moved to voice their concerns.
I helped the other high houses too already, a little bit.
Then there is naught to fear. Though our numbers are much reduced, we are no less determined to carry on our work.
Full glad am I to hear it. But before you return to your labors, why not take a tour of the city? You would do well, I think, to acquaint yourselves with your new surroundings. After all, you may be here for some time.
Is it going to have me go around and look at all the stuff that I just did anyway? I always forget if that's how it happens. I get too excited. I'm like, I'm going to go get all the teleports. All right, Alphino. Though our friends in House Forton have generally been generous enough to extend us their protection, we must take care not to impose too much on their hospitality. It is only proper that we learn about our new home so that we might become more self-sufficient. It'll take a while to learn the lay of the land, but learn it we must. Then there's the markets and taverns. We'll need to know where to shop and where to hear small talk. It would seem a tour of the city is indeed in order. Thank you for your counsel, my lord. My companions and I shall of course do as you suggest. Very good. Then my manservant shall accompany you. He will be able to answer any questions you may have. Ah, but I grow forgetful in my dotage. There is something I must give you ere we depart. Their documentation is in order, I trust? Yes, my lord. He's giving us passports. Those documents identify you as wards of House Forton. Given that our borders have remained closed for decades, many of my countrymen are unaccustomed to treating with foreigners. Should anyone happen to question your presence here, it may prove necessary to remind them that you remain under the protection of House Forton. But let us hope that it shall not come to that. Rest assured that we shall do our utmost to avoid any situation which might compel us to invoke your name. Malgazer, Tataru, the city awaits. Let's go. I sound just like her, don't I? I am Tataru. I'm gonna cry some more. All right. As this is your first time in our fair city, pray permit me to show you to the Hoplon, from whence we may gaze upon the splendor of the Holy Vault. Though all other sights pale in comparison, 'tis only meet that you see it first. I shall then show you around the jeweled crozier, where you may purchase all manner of goods and services before descending to the Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. If there are no questions... The Hoplon, so named for the bronze great shield borne by our nation's patron deity, is the largest plaza in Ishgard. The magnificent cathedral to the north is, of course, the Holy Vault. The vault is both Ishgard's seat of government and the residence of the Archbishop of the Ishgardian Orthodox Church. Begging your pardon, the statues to the south, are they perchance Thordan's famed Knights 12? Very good, Master Alphino. They are the fathers of Ishgard, the brave knights who joined with King Thordan I to put down Nidhogg and found this great nation. Ours is a city rich in history and tradition, and there is much you can learn by exploring the pillars. Time permitting, of course. Now then, if you would follow me to the Jeweled Crozier, I shall introduce you to Mistress Alais, our master of the markets. Hopefully I'm pronouncing these right. Not very often you see that word crozier. I don't know if it's crozier or what. Well, you're clearly not locals or traveling peddlers, which makes you all. Ah, wards of House Fortom. How very interesting. Count Edmond has granted us leave to remain at Ishgard for as long as we wish, which may be some time. Accordingly, we will have need of sundry goods, hence our desire to make your acquaintance. That is, of course, assuming you are content to accept the custom of foreigners. Should you be uncomfortable, young sir, we do not discriminate in matters of money. If you have coin to spend, who are we to refuse it? Weapons, armor, accoutrement, medicine, materials, whatever you desire, it can be found in the crozier. Our merchants will be more than happy to accommodate you, as you shall soon see. Our next destination is the Aetheryte Plaza and the Foundation, if everyone is ready. Why did you walk this way? They like walked over here. Can't go this way. They go over there? Alright, Zodi. Thanks for watching a little bit. You have a good night. And I'll catch you next time. And here we have the Foundation's Aetheryte Plaza. If you've yet to attune to the Aetheryte, it would be wise to do so now. Oh, that's right. In the expansions, the Quest Accept and the Quest Complete music changes too. As for our next destination, mayhap we should decide together. What else can be found nearby? The Skysteel Manufactory stands to the west. There are engineers to conceive and manufacture weapons for use against the dragons. The Holy Stables, where chocobos are trained for war, also lie in that direction. To the north and east can be found the congregation of our knights most heavenly, while to the south and east, well, it would be best if you avoided that area. And why is that? I fear our knights may not be able to ensure your safety in the lowest levels, Master Alphino. Hold your nose when you pass the room, my little lord. A delicate flower like you is like to wilt in our fumes. You misjudge me, sir, for I am no lord, but a humble traveler. Oh, come to see the sights, have you? Take a turn down the hoplon and gawp at the statues? Wahaha. Well, if you have a mind to learn how the better half live, come and have a drink at the Forgotten Knight, if your nursemaid will let you. My humblest apologies, Master Alphino. Pray pay that drunken lout no mind. Oh, but I must. It would not do to refuse such a heartfelt invitation. Yes, I simply must see this Forgotten Knight for myself. I trust you see the wisdom in this, Malchezair. There are few sources of information more abundant than a bustling local hostelry. Not that I expect to hear any news of our missing comrades just yet. Nevertheless, who can say what we might learn of recent events? That I'm coming too. Huh. The manservant's like, dang it. I want to go there. That place is scary. I'll just run. Calamity Ganon, nice. I must say, this is rather unusual. Not just one, but a whole party of fresh new faces in my tavern. We but recently arrived in Ishgard and are eager to acquaint ourselves with her more notable establishments, Master. Gibberlant. Just Gibberlant will do, and I'm flattered you think so highly of my establishment. Can't promise it'll live up to your expectations, but if it's decent food and drink you're after, you could do much worse. Judging by the number of customers I see, I suspect your fare is rather more than decent. Speaking of your clientele, I cannot help but note a difference between those who frequent the upper and lower floors. Spotted that, did you? Aye, up here you'll find peddlers, porters, off-duty knights, and so forth, dropping in on their way to or from somewhere else. Regulars maybe, but not locals. Folks from the Broom, they tend to congregate downstairs, where we offer a menu more suited to their tastes. Cheaper meals, stronger spirits, all quality mine, but not the sort of stuff I'd recommend to yourselves. You speak at the lowest levels, yes? Why do they call it the Broom, if I may ask? Because when the weather's foul and the broom rolls in thick, it's the poor sods living at the bottom who have to deal with it. See. And it's not just the weather. When the wyverns broke through the wards and started tearing up the city, it was the Broom that got the worst of it, while the pillars enjoyed the protection of the high houses and the temple knights. More than a few people are still sore about that mine, which is why, considering your present company, I'd recommend you keep your wits about you if you mean to go below, and something sharp in your boot just to be sure. I shall take your words to heart, sir. Master Alphino, I think it would be best if we returned to Fort Tom Manor. You go on ahead without me. I'm staying for a drink or two. But Mr. Taro, I'm afraid that is out of the question. My lord the Count would never forgive me if I abandoned one of his charges in such a place, least of all a maiden. What are you up to, Tataru? Look around, Alphino. This tavern is full of people whose business regularly takes them beyond the gates of judgment. With friends like that, I could practically live here and wait for the newest gossip to come to me. Indeed, but will you be safe here on your own? Oh, please. You know how often I looked after the waking sands and the rising stones by myself? If I had a gill for every unwelcome caller I've driven away, I'd be rich beyond my wildest dreams. I'll be fine. Not that I doubt the lady's knack for fending off unwanted advances, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let anyone lay an unwelcome hand on a patron in my establishment. That settles it then. Totaro, Malchezair, and I shall return to the manor for now. Contact me by Link Pearl if you require assistance. I will. Getting late. But I must forge on. Bulging Skybreaker. Okay. Trainwreck Jr. On to the Count. Tell us then, Master Alphino, does Ishgard meet with your expectations? That which I imagined pales in comparison to the reality. I felt the weight of 1,000 years of history with every step I took, and when those steps took me past the scars left by wyverns in Foundation, I understood how easily the history could end in tragedy. The attack was devastating, the casualties unspeakable. Wyverns did not discriminate. Unarmed men and women, even children, were given no quarter. Sir Emmerich has ordered his knights to strengthen our defenses, and each house has been called upon to lend what support it can. There is much to be done, but alas, able-bodied men and women are in short supply. Mayhap we could be of assistance, my lord. After all you've done for us, you'd be welcome any opportunity to repay your kindness. Yeah, throw some nods out. Yeah. That is a most generous offer, Master Alphino. You are guests in my home, to whom I have extended my hospitality without obligation, let or lien. Nevertheless, Ishgard's need is great, and if you are willing to aid our cause, I cannot well refuse. Good. What would you ask of us? From what I have heard, you are an intelligent and persuasive young man. Such qualities may prove most useful to us in our efforts to secure provisions from foreign sources, identifying trustworthy suppliers, brokering contracts, and so on. As for you, Master Earthbiter, I could ask for no one better than a storied veteran such as yourself, a man with the capacity to act swiftly and decisively when needed, to aid our Tyrell and Manalain in their duties. I beg your pardon? I am more than capable of carrying out my duty by myself. I have no need of our honored guest's assistance. Now, be reasonable, brother. What manner of fool would say no when a famous hero offered to do his work? Hold your tongues. By the Fury, the two of you will conduct yourselves with the dignity befitting your station and show Master Earthbiter the respect he deserves. This is the man who slew Gaius Van Balsar and some half-dozen primals besides. He is not here to steal your glory or serve as your errand boy. If you can pardon them their impropriety, Master Earthbiter, I would be much obliged if you would lend my sons a helping hand. My thanks. Fury willing, they may even learn something from you. It would seem we shall not want for employment over the coming days, though that was never in doubt. Our host's initial reluctance to accept our offer of aid was solely for appearance's sake. In truth, he is glad of this opportunity to put us to work. By granting us patronage, House for Tom has taken a tremendous risk. Until we demonstrate our worth to Ishgard at large, the Count will face considerable opposition from his peers in matters great and small. And so, he would have us publicly serve Ishgard while simultaneously keeping his sons in check. It is an arrangement we may benefit from in unexpected ways. My own duties may feasibly bring me in contact with people who know something of our missing comrades. And as you go about helping our two lords with their various responsibilities, you will inevitably make new acquaintances in Ishgard. Mayhap even new allies. Yes, the more I think on it, the more confident I am that by furthering their goals, we shall further our own. Shall we be off then, old boy? Ah, but where are my manners? Manalain de Fortom, second son of the Count de Edmond de Fortom, trueborn that is. Yes, I know what you're thinking, and you're absolutely right. What ill fortune to be born second into society where the eldest inherits all. Well, my brother would never cut me off, 'tis true, but who could be satisfied subsisting on a meager allowance, forever overshadowed by a sibling? Not I, old boy, not I. which is why I need your help to ensure that this business in the Sea of Clouds goes swimmingly, so the tales of my great deeds can win me a place in the people's hearts, or better yet, raise me higher in their estimations in Artoriel. Ambitions, I grant you, but then I do have a legendary hero to do my bidding. Oh, don't look at me that way. I jest. Anyway, we are to aid the good men and women of House Hyenart. They have ever been steadfast friends to our house, though they've fallen on hard times since the calamity, poor blighters. As for what precisely we will be doing, well, what fun would it be if I told you everything in advance? Let's come along with me to the airship landing. You'll need to take the airship to Camp Cloud Top. Grab his too while I'm here. Let us begin anew, Master Earthbiter. I am Sir Arturella de Fortom, eldest son of Count Edmond de Fortom. You will forgive me my outburst, I hope. I meant no disrespect. I merely consider myself equal to the duties entrusted to me, unlike some. Archifon has spoken of you often. If you are even half the man he claims, I should be glad to have you at my side. To the matter at hand, then, we will be assisting my esteemed compatriots of houses Durandare and Zemail. You are aware of our friendly rivalry, I take it? Aye, well, suffice it to say, the prospect of assisting said houses does not fill me with joy. However, it is the will of the Holy See that we set aside our differences at this crucial juncture, but we will speak more of that anon. First, we must need secure transport to Falcon's Nest. Let us make for the Chocobo stables and Foundation. Now, if I remember correctly, I don't know if they changed it when they added flying to the original game, but the way it used to be was that you had to actually earn flying in every zone afterwards. And I forgot where to do that, or even if it's available to me yet. I think it's the Chocobo Keep. So we'll do Falcon's Nest first. Go to Skysteel. I may not have access to it yet. That's fine. We have to do these first. Leo Locke. That's a Final Fantasy VI man right there. Greetings, Master Earthbiter. I've saddled a black chocobo for your journey to the Western Highlands as per Lord Artoriel's instruction. Will this be your first time riding a black chocobo, may I ask? If so, you're in for a treat. As I dare say, you know, this particular breed can fly. Given the right conditions, they can carry you quite high too, even over Snowcloak. You needn't worry about directing the bird, of course. Like all porters, she's trained to carry you to your destination all by herself. Let us relax and enjoy the view. Oh, and be sure not to relax your grip, will you? 2 hands on the reins at all times, if you please. I think like when you get to a zone for the first time, you get some more exposition every single time. It's pretty cool.
To the frozen wastes of the Western Highlands, once verdant tracts made pallid by the calamity. Beyond the towering wall of ice, to lands long forsaken, that the Knights of Ishgard strove tirelessly to reclaim.
Where's their safety gear? Where are their harnesses? And now the Aetherites start looking different.
Falcon's Nest. Once abandoned, now freed of its pall of snow and ash, he came.
Chocobo Keep. Yeah, see, this Aetherite looks different. It's like flat on top and stuff. Pretty cool. And now you don't, it doesn't automatically discover everything all at once. Oh, and then here are the other things for this story quest too. So Xagal, never heard of him. Was he one of the new craftsmen working with 100 Eyes? Sorry, we see an awful lot of new faces around here. Most don't leave an impression. Other than heretics and bandits, that is. Yep, don't have flying. I have to earn it. Which is fine with me. I do like their system for doing that. A Rogadin Paladin. Well, I do recall a traveler spent several days here at least. There was a pitched battle the other night out in the wastes. Involved a rather large man and a party of his fellow heretics, to hear the scouts tell it. Naturally, we chose not to intervene, but if they wish to kill each other, by all means. And I have slow move. Ugh. Heard you was asking after Rogadin, and in fashion that might give a man cause to worry. I know Solxagel, knew I should say. Older fellow, spent some time chatting with a young blood. He came through like the rest of us before. I'm looking for the same thing we all do. Bandits ambushed him in the night, out in the wastes. Buried him with my own two hands the next day, out near Camp Riversmeet. Constante took it especially hard, close as he was to him. Alright, well, I'm not going to go out there yet. I'm going to multitask here. General. I'm going to put that over here. We'll see why when I get to the point where I can start to learn flying. Alright, there he is. The world looks quite different when viewed from the back of an airborne chocobo, does it not? I still find the experience strangely liberating. To business. Sir Redwald is in charge here. He should be expecting us. I just done that. Been faster just to jump down. Oh well. It has been far, far too long, Lord of Torel. And who might your companion be? Pray forgive us our lateness, Sir Redwald. I present to you Malgazir Earthbiter, ward of House Fortal. Ah, yes, of course. Lord Gilmont spoke of you. I, Sir Redwall of House Durandare, do bid you welcome to Falcon's Nest. We are both eager to contribute to the settlement's restoration. How may we be of service? Before we speak of that, would I be correct in assuming that Master Earthbiter is unfamiliar with our recent history? Then with your permission, I shall recount the tale for his benefit. As you may know, Falcon's Nest was once a hamlet with a small garrison of knights and some few villagers. And then came the calamity. When it became clear that the snow would not stop falling, we had no choice but to order a complete withdrawal. The settlement and the entirety of the Western Highlands were to be abandoned. Abandoned to the heretics, Lady Iceheart and her kind have walked these lands with impunity ever since. Aye, but no longer. The Holy See has commanded the reclamation of the Western Highlands and the expulsion of the heretical elements. Falcon's Nest is key to accomplishing these objectives, but as you can see, rebuilding the hamlet will be no small undertaking. Our craftsmen require support and protection. Any assistance you can offer will be greatly appreciated. As promised, we have House Fort Tomar at your disposal, Sir Redwald. You need but tell us where to begin. Several craftsmen in service to House Zemail are contributing to the restoration of Falcon's Nest. These men and women are quite skilled at building and repairing fortifications, but the progress has been hampered by a number of factors. Rothe, their foreman, tells me he is in need of a man with your talents. Would you be so kind as to seek him out? Found him. Yes, I'm Rothe. Who might you be? Explain. From like 30 feet away. Ah, the promised help. Glad to have you aboard. I have the honor of overseeing this fine mess you see before you. Sent me over on one of them blackbirds, same as you, to build and mend and tell others how to build and mend. A fury take me, this ice, it's bloodily unnaturally how fast it forms. It's icicle sprites, I tell you. Mark my words, there's pockets of them here and there, just wait for me to turn my back so they can sneak out and do their dirty work. So I need you to search the hamlet and put an end to it. If you stand and watch long enough, you're sure to find them. Let's start with this one. One down, 2 to go. His name is Sudowoodo. Someone likes Pokemon a lot. And their entire character after one. Two down. Dang it. There we go. What a pain. There it is. Ha. Now there's a man what looks like he's found his marks. You're just the sort we need around here, the kind that'll hop to when he sees the task undone. You're a dab hand at Warcraft, I can tell. Not that I have any skill at arms to speak of mine, but it doesn't take an expert to recognize expertise. Be a ways to keep you to myself when there are others out there who need help same as me, so if you're keen to keep on doing what you're doing, I'd ask you head north to Pike. Bloody huge statue out in the wastes, if you've never been. Mason by the name of Theramont has out there tended to the thing. Good man, Theramont, but I reckon he's taken on too much work for one. Maybe there's something you can do for him. Okay, so yeah, I'll go to the Pike. I think it'd be nice for me to get past both the quest chains for these the two sons of Fortom. Come on. I don't even think I can see the things I need. So when I do the 17,000 just for exploration, nice. When I get the quest completed to let me learn how to fly in these areas, I have to keep an eye out for what they call aether currents. Now there's several that you can just find. They're always in the same spot when you play new characters, but there are like several that you can only get through quests. A hail to you, traveler. What brings you out this way? Foreman Rothe did bid you to assist me. Well, far be it from me to turn down a helping hand. I've been tasked with the restoration of this sculpture. 5 years of neglect have not been kind, to say the least. Fortunately, I've just the thing for it. Rather, those deep eyes have it. If you could slay 3 and bring me their bristles, I'd be in your debt. What kind of creature is this anyway? This is one big eye. Is that why it's called a deep eye? Well, this one has quite a bit of health. Okay, all 3 done. There you are. Have you the bristles? I feel, of course, that is. That's where they're perfect for scrubbing the soot from this statue. Beautiful, isn't it? The spitting image of Haladreth, first of the Azure Dragoons and one of Ishgard's founding fathers. A symbol of everything the Dravanians despise, which is why they've taken to searing it with dragon fire every time they pass by. But no longer will we suffer this desecration of our nation's hero. Soon the statue will be as it once was, a proud, shining testament to the determination of Ishgard and a message to the heretics that we have returned. The work may be hard and the conditions harsh, but as a proud Ishgardian, I could ask for no greater honor. Really see it? Nice. It starts to, like, if you don't have this gear that I do, it starts off with a pretty good set of gear to help you catch up a little bit. Are you for Falcon's Nest? If so, I have a favor to ask. There's this one knight, Sir Odor, stationed at the anvil to the west of here. He's always treated me with kindness and respect, more than I deserve, to be honest. In your road, while we were away, she came through on patrol, and I think she might have left a package behind. It's a bit of a detour, but would you mind returning it to her? My thanks to you, friend. Leave me alone. I'll do both of these while I'm here. There's this one up here for the main scenario, and then the story quest for the paladin. What's that? A package? I haven't the foggiest idea what you're talking about. Ice encrusted bundle. And found it. That full of a... What a waste. It was a gift adventurer. Theramon labors day and night without regard for his own well-being. At the very least, he ought to try to eat better. Why not simply give it to him? By the Fury, have you no sense of decorum? A highborn knight cannot be seen favoring a lowborn mason in such a manner. Nevertheless, I appreciate your concern, as well as your willingness to assist Theramon. May your journey back to Falcon's Nest be safe and swift. Pray give my regards to Sir Redwald. Alright, so we are pretty close to this other one. We're going to go do that real quick. Or, we're going to go do that. May not be real quick. I lose a lot of health dropping, so I just want to make sure I'm not going to drop on an enemy here. Wait for my health to come back. Was it like level 56 that I get my heal? Level 58. Awesome. Hello and his blessings be upon you, sir. I say that was a rather frightful experience. Were you a friend of Zogzagel's too? Ah, good. Or that is to say, my condolences. I knew there had to be others who would want to know. It was the work of the Death's Embrace, I'd wager. Those fiends you slew just now were sent by them as well. My kinsmen think them but another band of sellswords or heretics. If only they knew what they are truly capable of. I can only hope that they will heed my warnings this time. If you would excuse me. Papashan. This is Papashan. Have you phoned Zogzagel? Gods almighty, slain by Death's Embrace. I heard some of those bastards were still skulking about, but I never thought they would try to... Wait, could it be that they were the ones who held Oathkeeper, and that they killed Zogzagel when he tried to take it back? Damn it all, we've still no answers. Though there is still the boy. Get after him and find out what he knows. Okay. Aha, both of them are back in Falcon's Nest, so I'm just gonna teleport back. First, I'm going to do this one. Pleasure to see you again, sir. Was there something else you wish to discuss? So you're that free paladin Zogzagel told me all about. It is an honor to meet you at last, Malgazer. That is for the second time. My name is Constance. Truly honored, sir. Truly, truly honored. Sorry if I'm a bit out of sorts, it's just... I've been thinking about him a lot, about the first day we met when he saved me, how his sword gleamed as he danced among the wolves. I begged him to teach me the ways of the paladin, so I could save others like he had saved me. He must have turned me down a dozen times before he finally relented. Probably because he caught me asking around about Oathkeeper. But I suppose he didn't think I was strong enough to help him reclaim the sword. Why else would he sneak off to challenge Death's Embrace while I was away? I should have been there, Malgazar. I should have been there. Then you would have died too. I've decided I'm going to take it back. Oathkeeper, I mean. He said I wasn't ready to wield this soul, but what choice do I have now that he's gone? You want to find it too, don't you? Then help me, Malgazar. Please. Okay. You will. Alone be praised. You won't regret this. Oh, if Suggestive could see us now. You paladins united in purpose. Well, I suppose it's rather premature for me to claim the title, isn't it? One veteran paladin and one aspiring paladin, then. United in purpose. We shall recover Oathkeeper and bring Suggestiv's murderers to justice. As soon as I uncover new information, that is. Which you should have, because I'm already level 54. I think it's the next one. Yep. Aha, see look, a new ability for this one. I have tidings, Malgazar. Hidden amongst Suggestiv's belongings was a journal, and the final entry which contains what appears to be a map of Gorgain holding. He marked a spot near the river, though he did not write why, yet considering how devoted he was to recovering Oathkeeper, surely it has some relation. I said we sally forth and investigate. We may encounter wild beasts or worse. Of course, but we are well equipped to face them. Well, that is to say you are. So it wants me to go all the way up there. That's gonna have to wait. As much as I love a new ability, once I get into dungeons, it's not gonna help me much because of the sinking. So I'll do that when I return to this zone. I must applaud your initiative, Malgazar. Rothet tells me you've been quite busy. Alas, we have not the time to thank you properly. I have a task to which I would commit all able-bodied men and women, you and Lord Artorial included. Calm as ever, even when you must surely sense the gravity of the situation. A veteran through and through, just as Lord Drillmont said. Good. We've lost contact with the reconnaissance parties sent north to River's Meet in the search of the heretics' hideaway. Whether they were attacked or met with some other misfortune, we know not, but regardless of the cause, we must act quickly, for this is a harsh, unforgiving land which can claim, and has claimed, the lives of many men. To ensure we find our missing knights as quickly as possible, I have assigned each party a different area to search. You and Lord Artorial will work together. Seek him out when you're ready to depart, and good luck. It seems we've been assigned to search the area near... assigned to the area near Camp Riversmeet. Lest you are unaware, the camp is one of many our knights are forced to abandon when we withdrew from the Kurthus Western Highlands. One of many sacrifices made in the wake of the calamity. It would not surprise me if our knights took shelter there. There is but one way to find out, though, so let us be off. I was already there. I want my flying, or at least fast movement. While I'm waiting for this to auto run a little bit, I'll take a swig. delicious, delicious water. There below us, Camp Rivers meet, or what remains of it. I see no way to descend the cliffs safely from here. Should we follow the beast below, we'll make short work of us. Come, I know a path to the riverbed below, east of the Black Iron Bridge. Can I just jump? If the reconnaissance party came this way, I see no sign of it. Still, it is possible that recent storms have obscured their trail, or they took an alternate route to Camp Rivers Meet. Until we investigate the camp itself, we cannot be certain. We must press on. It looks like I used to have an aetheryte right there, too. Alright. Oh. How obvious. A giant purple circle. Are you all right? I heard sounds of a struggle. Thank the Fury. I thought no one would come. 3 heretics slain and 1 knight saved, just like that. You certainly live up to your reputation, Master Earthbiter. What happened here, sir? Is there no one else? We were caught in a furious blizzard north of here, my lord. Not but white all around, until we saw shapes moving towards us, running towards us, with naked steel in their hands. I cut down a few of the bastards who came close, but the others, they were shouting and screaming, but after a while I could only hear unfamiliar voices. I found my way to the camp, hoping to hide while the storm passed. But heretics tracked you here. Aye. My lord, the heretics' hideaway lies somewhere to the north. We must move quickly before the snow buries all traces of their passing. Brothers, we must... Let the black lung pop. Have faith, sir. Justice will be done, but first, we must see you to safety. He has the right of it, Master Earthbiter. Whatever remains of the heretic's trail will be gone with the next snowfall. But we cannot very well leave our friend here. I will see him to Falcon's Nest and gather reinforcements. In the meantime, I would have you search the air to the north of the camp for signs of attack. Did you pick up the heretic's trail? Do not wait for me. Follow it back to their lair forthwith, being sure to leave some clear footprints. I realize that this plan may place you in considerable danger, but I see no alternative. Rest assured we will not be far behind. And Malkazar, thank you. If this one leads me, come on, there we go, near my class quest, I'll do the class quest too while I'm over here. Right now I'm just looking for footprints. It looks like this is going to start a duty, actually. That's usually what this means. Yep. The tracks continue north. Oh, find the heretic's hiding place. Okay. And I'm in a duty, so I can't mount. Really? Oh, and my Chicabo is in here. Get out of here. Continue north. Yep. Oh, it synced me. I'm like, why did that level 50 guy attack me from so far away? Because it synced me down to level 52, that's why. So if I kill him, I can't follow him anymore, right? Really? Frost grenade. If I remember correctly, it's this one I need to go to. Oh, cool. Windmills. So if you don't know where this is the first time you play it, don't kill that guy. Oh no, I won't. It's Yazel. It's voice acting?
Looking for me, I presume.
Who glimpsed the truth?
Oh, now he's speaking at a normal speed almost.
No, it cannot be.
He cameth unto me, as didst thou. Alike in gifts, yet set upon different paths.
He speaks true, warrior of light. Like you, I have been blessed with the echo. The visions terrified me at first. They came without warning. I wondered what I had done to deserve them. But I had no time to ponder such things once the calamity came. The land turned against us, and in a matter of hours, Falcon's Nest was buried under 10 fulms of ice and snow. We had no choice but to flee for Ishgard. We came to the wall, and while we searched for a way through, there was an avalanche. And then I was alone. So I set forth for Dravania. I knew full well what might happen where I found, but I could not survive on my own. I was found, of course, and not by a mere dragon, but by the great worm Hraesvelgr. And it was then that I knew why I had been given this gift. For with it I heard his voice and saw the truth through his eyes. I was chosen to deliver this revelation to the people, to bring dragon and man together as they once were and should ever be.
What of the innocents who died?
It wasn't supposed to be like that. You have to believe me. It was beyond my control. Children taught to fear the skies, who saw their loved ones slaughtered. Yet the Dravanians, though they know where the fault truly lies, fell upon them with such fury.
Men die, and their children forget. But we are everlasting. To us, then is as now. Thou canst not comprehend the violation, the outrage, the fury.
I will make this right. I am neither a saint nor a savior, just another sinner. Yet I will not forsake this cause. I cannot. I will see this cycle broken and peace restored. We can do naught else, for we are now as one.
Everyone's here. Let's get the gang together. Excuse me. Master Earthbiter, praise Elona you are alive. We came as swiftly as we could, but I see we are too late. So they were lurking in the cellar of this farmhouse. There's a pity Lady Iceheart escaped, but we must not let that detract from your accomplishment. We have them on the run. You have dealt our foes a telling blow this day, my friend, and I shall see that your efforts are recognized. Establishing an outpost in so remote a location could not have been easy. Tenacious devils. The knights have matters here well in hand. Let us return to Falcon's Nest and share our discoveries with Sir Redwald. Come, after trekking heretics across miles of ice and snow, I would say you are do a few hours rest next to a warm fire. In fact, I think I'm not too far off. I'm just gonna go for this real quick. Oh, real quick. Let's see how long it lasts. Not a turn in, it's a... Okay. Hunt target. I'm like, what the heck's that? Whee! Boom. All my health except for one. Because you can't die from falls in this game. Impressive, eh? It took some doing, but I managed to resize Solxagel's Solarets. They should afford me some excellent protection against their thigh-high threats. Anyway, let's see where this map leads. Somewhere over yonder, perhaps. A light catches your eye. On a closer inspection, you find a gallant coronet buried beneath the snow. Of course, a blizzard starts up. It was so clear a second ago. A trail of frozen blood leads west. So I'm out. It looks like I'm outfitting this kid. He has the legs. But now I'm going to give him the crown. Or was it further to the... Oh, Malchazar, find anything? Solxagel's coronet. Then he did come here. There's a trail of blood as well, you say? Let's follow it and see where it leads. They seem to lead toward the Dusk Vigil. Well, that's what they call their forts, as vigils, like the Stone Vigil, the Dusk Vigil. This dungeon here. I think it's taking us westward. Oh, can't even walk on that? Okay. Hey, more puddings, or whatever they're going to call them now. Gelatos. Is everyone caster? Oh, I need to get my bird out. He needs to get some of this experience. Of course, Death's Embrace. They must have made camp here, and Slogzaga learned of it. Wait, what was that movement just now? To the west. We cannot let them escape. All the way over here. Dang it. Well, that's fine. Trying not to get too distracted, but let's let ourselves get distracted. That's kind of part of the game, isn't it? Ice Commander. Forget how big these zones are. They're huge in comparison to the zones of the A Realm Reborn. But they have to make up for it. There are fewer of them. Duty calls. Literally what it says. Duty calls. Commence battle. You'll be synced to 56. Okay. End of the road. They don't seem to be carrying Oathkeeper. Well, if nothing else, we can at least bring them to justice for their countless other crimes and ensure that they harm no more innocents. Armed Malgazir, for justice! Or Zolxagil! He's already wearing the coronet. I thought the coronet would help, but that speech still felt rather uninspired. Chicanery ends here. Wait, is chicanery a word that I want? I assume more dudes are going to spawn. Royalists, my Void Scent will feast on your souls. Void Scent? Focus on the mage. Take care of that thing, will you? Oh, he'll focus on the mage, sorry. There we go. Take care of the book. Oh, you'll pay. Don't think you won't pay. This is rather instinct. Where's the other book? So I'm glad that it didn't fail the duty because he died. Kind of hard to keep him alive. Okay. Works for me. Did we win? I mean, by the fury, we won. That villainous scum will prey on the weak no longer. Pity they didn't have Oathkeeper. Well, all a day's work for a pair of paladins, eh? Back to Falcon's Nest for a well-earned rest. Give me my new ability, good sir. The wheels of justice are slow to turn, as we know all too well. Even Sir Emmerich, who they say cares deeply for the welfare of every Ishgardian, even he is bound by bureaucracy. It all comes back to the war in the end. If it's not heretics or dragons, well, you know how it is. In the Forelands, well, if you head out that far west without enough hired help, you've no one to blame but yourself for what happens. So when my mother's caravan was raided on the road to Tailfeather, I was resigned to never knowing who to blame. Until Silkzago told me that all about Death's Embrace, and I realized they were the ones responsible for that and many other attacks. They chose their targets with care, preying on those who wouldn't be missed, save by their equally powerless friends and family. But everyone deserves a champion. Even the least among us are worth saving. I don't know if the remaining members of Death's Embrace have Oathkeeper, but even if they don't, it is our duty as paladins to stop them. That's what Silkzago would say were he here, right? Goring Blade, heck yeah. Put that right there, put that right there. So, I'll leave that alone for now. I'll grab this and we'll probably do it later. Yeah. Curious tidings, Malgazir. Not long ago, I received word from an acquaintance of mine, Grimold. Claims to have in his possession a missive written by Silkzago addressed to me. He insisted that it come collected from him in person at Tailfeather, and since we haven't any leads in our search for Oathkeeper, I see no reason to deny him. Let us be off then. I'm not going there yet, so it's fine with me if you do that. Actually, I'll put this here. Right, there we go. So the plan is, now that I have this new ability, I do Fast Blade, Riot Blade, and then Goring Blade, which does damage and a dot. Wait. It's saying that Goring Blade does more damage than Rage of Halone anyway. So it seems like I'm going to be using Goring Blade alone. Okay. Works for me. Why do I have Rage of Halone then? Maybe it leads up to another combo later or something. Lord Tyrell, Master Earthbiter, I'm full glad am I to see both hale and healthy. What news? You mean to say you hunted the heretics down on your own and slew them before reinforcements could arrive? By the Fury! I believe we have made great strides towards purging the lands of the heretics, and I mean to say as much when I deliver my report to the Father and the Holy See. As will I, Lord Arturel. May it serve to remind our superiors what houses Durandare and Fortom could achieve through continued cooperation. Indeed, I trust you and your knights are content to handle the rest. We most certainly are, my lord. During your short time with us, you and Master Earthbiter have accomplished far more than I had thought possible. I cannot in good conscience impose upon you any longer. Pray return to Ishgard with my thanks. As you wish, Sir Redwald, we thank you for your hospitality. Really? I can't just go back? I need to talk to someone? I'm just gonna teleport then. Rather annoying. Wanted to save myself a little bit of cash, but whatever. Alright, before we do this, let's go on to the next one, which is right next to the Aethernum or Athenaeum, Astrologicum, or whatever they call it. Seeing as there are no paladin missions out there, this should be a lot quicker. All ready to depart. Airship bound for Cloudtop is leaving shortly. Yes. More exposition. Now we do get to some interesting locales. Floating rocks, eh?
Upon an airship, conceived within the fecund mind of Sid Garland, renegade prodigy of Garlemald, would come to call Eorzea home. High into the heavens, where isles of earth and stone floated as clouds, a frontier the knights of Ishgard had scarce begun to explore. To a fledgling outpost, within the sea of clouds, where careworn scouts ever scanned the skies for winged shadows, he came.
Oh. The Madeleine's right there. Awfully cold up here. I mean, Kurthus may not be blessed with the warmest weather in the world, but compared to this, it seems positively balmy. And of course, our hero is wholly unperturbed. You don't have to maintain your strong silent persona all the time, you know? Never mind. We need to find Lady Laniette. She is in charge of the garrison here. Oh, when we find her, just follow my lead, yes? Excellent. It's the Chocobo Keep. You. And then we'll head over here. Grab the Aetheryte. Walk right through their farms. Yeah, Galley Cat. Look like bats to me. Maybe they're bats with like cat faces or something. That's what it looks. Yep. Cat bats. All right, here's my new ability. I already used it. Here we go. And Goring Blade. Nice. Master Earthbiter, welcome. I am Sir Lenate de Hyanart, a commander of the forces stationed here at Camp Calatop. Strange though it may sound, I have long been meeting you. I am in your debt, you see, and shall ever remain so. Were it not for you, my younger brother Francel would have been executed upon the word of a false inquisitor. Hey, Francel. I remember him. Alas, a knight must go where duty demands, and thus have I been unable to seek you out. But by the grace of Alone, I have been granted an opportunity to thank my brother Savior in person and to call upon his generous aid besides. Truly, I know not what I would have done to deserve this double blessing. I know I read that wrong, but that's fine. It is late, so it is expected. Ahem, 'tis a pleasure to see you again, Lady Lynette. You cut an elegant figure as always, a steel-clad rose, equally at home on a battlefield or in a ballroom. Awkward. Lord Emmeline, if it is not too much to ask, I should be grateful if you allow me to finish speaking with Master Earthbiter. Camp Cloudtop was established to provide early warning of impending Javanian incursions. A high elevation afforded by the floating isles makes it ideal for this purpose. Naturally, it also makes us a ready target for attack. We are not defenseless, however. The Protector, our largest and most advanced airship, is capable of downing all but the mightiest dragons. Alas, as you may notice, it is currently undergoing repair. What is worse, our efforts have been hampered by an indigenous beast tribe known as the Vanu Vanu, with whom we have had several skirmishes already. No beastman is a match for a man of Ishgard. Bring me Birdman, and I'll show him a thing or two. I fear much and more may be asked of you on these days to come, Master Earthbiter. While I understand Count Edmond's intention, I would rather not waste valuable time ensuring that the young lord doesn't get trampled underfoot. True, it is entirely possible that he may learn something from this experience, but if left to his own devices, I think it'd be far more likely that he will make a mess of things. Tell him that I would like for him to keep watch for Javanian outflyers. Then, when you have a moment to speak with this manservant in private, make it clear that his responsibility to keep Emmeline from shirking his duty. A request from Lynette? Why didn't she think to ask me in person? Surely she must see me standing here but a few yalms away. Oh, never mind. What is it? You watch for Javanian. A mission? Yes, of course. That is why I'm here. I shall do as my lady asks. Master Earthbiter, I do not believe I have properly introduced myself. My name is Honorui, and I serve as at the pleasure of Lord Emmeline. Lady Lynette would have me accompany Lord Emmeline on his mission? I understand completely. I'll do my utmost to keep him out of harm's way. Were he in another house, mayhap I would not feel obligated to go to such lengths to preserve his safety and dignity. In any case, I appreciate you speaking to him for me. It would seem he actually listens to you, at least more so than others. Or mayhap you were more skilled at this than most. I suspect you have had to humor your fair share of difficult men before. Now that Emmeline is out of harm's way, we are free to discuss matters of actual import, such as our struggles with the Vanu Vanu. We first encountered the Vanu several years ago when we had just begun to explore the Sea of Clouds. After an exchange of pleasantries and gifts, we received permission to construct a permanent lookout post. There was peace between our peoples for half a year, until suddenly, for reasons unknown, their attitude towards us changed. They began to attack our foraging parties without provocation, forcing us to rely more heavily on supplies flown in from Ishgard. But words are no substitute for first-hand experience. Go and see Sir Mariel. She can use your assistance. Master Earthbiter, I presume. Lady Lenate told me that you were coming. I can't pronounce these names. I hear tell you've never faced a Vanu before? Well, spend enough time on patrol and you're sure to cross paths with them eventually. These birdsmen are native to the floating isles. I say birdmen, but they're not at all like the Ixal. Unless the Ixal's mother was a Gigas. Here, let me mark several locations on your map. If you discover any Vanu in these areas, kill or drive them away. This music's pretty upbeat. You steel yourself for a mighty struggle, yet find no Vanu lying in wait. Almost good, because I didn't want to have to fight something every single time I was here. I think after this quest I will be logging off, so let's go ahead and finish it up. I can't just jump down. There, nope. I go there. Okay, good. Usually won't let you jump unless there's a platform below you. Sometimes it even blocks you from doing that, like in Limbs of Limenza. Rev this engine. Nice. I'm getting pretty close to 59 now too. Moving a lot quicker now that I'm actually in this content. Finished with your patrol? Anything to report? Explain. Maybe it's too much to hope for a day without a skirmish. At least I can take solace in the fact that Helona has blessed us with a mighty ally. I'll grab this quest and then we'll do it. Accepting your recent clashes with the Vanu, it cannot have escaped your notice that things here are rather peaceful, to the detriment of our garrison's discipline. Despite being built as an observation post, we have yet to record a single intrusion by the Horde. That is why, as far as everyone is concerned, Camp Cloudtop is a backwater of no significance. And of course, the pride of our camp, the vaunted Protector, is in a perpetual state of needing repairs. So even were the Holy See to come out under Giovanni and attack, we would be unable to fly her to their aid. Simply put, Master Earthbiter, this is where ambition comes to die. If you have an aspirations for advancement, you'll be right at home. However, I would like to think that enthusiasm can be just as contagious as apathy. If you'll indulge me, I would have you seek out the sentries and stoke up their fighting spirit. Psych them up, you might say. I wonder if this is a sanctuary location over here. I hope it is. As I've entered a sanctuary. Perfect. So this one's called the Sense of Urgency. I know there's only like 3 or 4 quests until I finish this line, and I can go turn both of them in and continue the main quest line, but it is time for me to head out. So I'll be doing so. I'll be ending the stream. The recording will be uploaded to YouTube for the next couple of days. So keep an eye out for that. Anybody watching on Twitch right now, please go ahead and throw me a follow if you liked what you saw. It really does help me out, and it is free for you to do. And like I said, if you're watching this on YouTube, please throw me a like and a subscribe and tell me how I'm doing. Everyone have a great time. I'll catch you next time.